YouTube. Today I'm feeling pretty good. I slept pretty good last night. I usually sleep 10 to 11 hours. I have taken myself off of Geodon and have been off for about 30 some days, and to tell you the truth, I feel much better. I had the spins in my head, dizziness, like you wouldn't believe on the medicine. My skin felt sunburned every moment. I couldn't even go out in the sun because if I went out in the sun, I looked like a lobster in like 5 minutes. It was horrible. I mean, I'm super white, as you can tell, but I mean, I was just burnt to a crisp. I feel better off the medicines. I know that my mania is going to come back, and to tell you the truth, like the rest of us, I don't mind the mania. I don't sleep on it. I might sleep 5 hours out of a night. But I take my trazodone to knock me out, and sometimes it works, sometimes it hasn't. I've been on it for like 9 years, so that's probably why it's not working as well. And I've increased the dosage. I'm up to 300 milligrams a night, and it's still not really working that well. But I would rather not sleep fantastically and feel better and not feel like I'm in a zombie state or walking around just so horribly down all the time. I do believe that the medicine made me psychotic. A combination of the Lamictal and the Geodon just did something to my system that I'm not used to doing. I cut myself. I just recently started doing that probably about 6 months ago, when it gets so bad that my whole world is closing in around me. My heart is pounding. I'm having a horrible anxiety attack. A long history of abuse that you couldn't even imagine I've endured. But the last time I cut was probably last month, and I didn't just cut once. I cut like 25 cuts on my right hand and like 50 on my left. I couldn't stop. I think that's the Geodon was in the Lamictal combination was making me that psychotic where I couldn't stop. Plus I had waited for 8 years for news that I needed so badly to be approved, and I wasn't, and I have to fight it again, and I couldn't handle it. And I didn't realize that people who have borderline personality and OCD and post-traumatic stress, that when we go through a shock, like I did, 8 years waiting for the news, I received it, it was a shock to my system. I could feel it coming on. The tension, the whole black hole closing in around me, the heart pounding. But I kept ignoring it. And for about 7 hours I ignored it. Well, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And it was just intense. I was numb, sweating, shaking, and I started cutting myself. And I cut, 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 and I cut. I ended up in the ER. And the ER doctor said to me, "Honey, do you know that people who have post-traumatic stress that cut themselves are shocked? And you cut yourself because you're trying to re-shock yourself out of the hole that you've shocked yourself into." It's the only way I can explain it, but it helped. It let me understand. I told her, I said, when I do it, I got a system. That's the way I see it. It's poison from my mother and dad who gave birth to me, poison from them, and that's the only way I can explain it. Anyway, that's how I feel today.